slowly and unintentionally making Sunday tradition. We don't mean to. We don't mean to just enjoy messages and enjoy fellowship. They're wonderful. But Father, please help us through your Spirit to shift with each message, to not just sample the messages, not just dabble in the messages, but to trust you completely, to surrender to whatever you say to us completely, and turn it into an etched place of our heart, in our hearts, an indelible mark in our hearts that can't be easily erased. You've made it clear, God, the power of prayer, the rewards of prayer, the promises of prayer. Let us not drift back to old ways while expecting new results. Let us not drift back to what's familiar and what's comfortable when we know times are demanding that we get uncomfortable to release the will of God. God, we do want to see your glory. We do want to see your will in earth, not just for us, God, but you're expanding our hearts. We're getting beyond just ourselves. We're getting beyond just our household. We're even getting beyond just our church. God, we have a heart for the community. We have a heart for the city. We have a heart for other ministries, other men and women of God. We have a heart for our politicians. We have a heart for this nation. We have a heart for this world. God, we have a heart for you. You are enlarged. We for years we were saying enlarge our territory, but God, we're growing up. We're saying enlarge our hearts. Enlarge our hearts, because it starts there. We get it, God. We were putting the cart before the horse. We were forgetting that the heart controls and contains our limitations. So if you enlarge the heart, God, you are removing the limitations, and we can be trusted more. We can be used more. We can do more. We can be a greater blessing to man, also be a greater blessing to you. Enlarge our hearts. God, continue to turn into flesh these many chambers within our hearts that have been hardened because of our own mistakes and the failures that have been placed upon us by other people. God, let us accept new beginnings. Let us accept new starts. Let us accept reconciliation. Let us accept all those wonderful things that you're offering to us, so that we can stop hiding behind our mistakes, stop hiding behind our fears. But God, that we can finally say with certainty that whom the Son has set free is absolutely free indeed. God, we want to be free. We want to be free. We don't want to do everything. We don't want to do all things. We just want to be free to do whatever we're called to do. Free, God. God, we want to be so free that it becomes contagious, that everybody that knows us will crave it as well. And then, God, we can point them to you. And just as you remove the chains from our lives, just as you remove the limitations from our lives, we know you will graciously do the same for them. You will draw near to them just as you drew near to us. God, you're still not a respecter of person. Anyone that calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. And God, we want that to be a manifestation today, that somebody have the courage to say, God, I need you. God, I need you, and I need you now. I need you this day. No longer willing to put it off. No longer willing to gamble with my life. But God, I need you to move inside of me today. Today, God. Do that. Grab your souls. We know, God, we can't sing well enough for somebody to come. We know we can't preach well enough for somebody to come. We know we can't live well enough for somebody to come, because your word clearly said no man comes to you except they be drawn by you. God, just help us to facilitate the atmosphere where you dwell. And if you show up, God, men will come. You will draw men unto you. You will draw men unto you. So God, we give this place to you yet again. Yet again, it's yours. This is your throne. You rule and you super rule here today. Tear down every barrier, tear down every wall that's ready to be torn down right now, that we have the faith to handle right now. And God, for those things we desire, build up our faith so we can handle your hand when it moves. We're getting understanding, God. And with this understanding, our faith is growing. We're starting to see you clearer. You're not some distant God. You are ever present. So present, you're not just with us, you're in us. And we thank you for that. Please forgive us for our sins. the things we know of and the things we don't know of. We thank you for the covering of your precious blood, Jesus, that allows us to be flawed and still be presented faultless. Allows us to be troubled and sinful, but still yet presented faultless before the presence of our God, who sits there in majesty, dominion, and power. He still accepts us as his own. He gives us answers and understanding and revelation, not that we might become some elite people, but that we might become more usable people, be greater teachers, more trustworthy servants and disciples, that we might lead men to you and not just want to build followers for ourselves. We still don't want to compete with your glory. Just teach us how to make glory. Teach us how to make it and give it all back to you, because it's you who we need. Excellent men can't change the world. Excellent men can't save souls. Excellent men can't save this nation. Excellent men can't stop terrorism and all the other ills of the world. No matter how genius we might be, it's you. It's the wisdom that you give us and the instructions that you lead us through that allow us to be imitators of you. So we need you. With all of our accomplishments, we need you. With all of our degrees, we need you. With victories past and even victories present and to come, we'll always need you. Please never leave us. Well, we can count on that because you said you never will. So thank you for that. Rest in this place today. Move however you see fit. We don't box you in. We are not boxing you in whatsoever. You do what's needed to be done, so that captives will be set free, hearts will be mended, minds will be put at ease, and futures will be made brighter. Get your glory. Get your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.